It's 4:30. This is WKYT This Morning. A man has been found dead after a day of fishing took a tragic turn. We'll have more on the death investigation underway just ahead this morning.
Members of a Powell County community say they're tired of waiting to see if a substance spewed all over their neighborhood is dangerous. That story coming up.
Also this morning, a theft from the front porch of a Lexington home was caught on tape. You'll be hearing from the victim, and we'll have your weather forecast on WKYT This Morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Welcome to WKYT. It's good to have you along with us as we get this day off and running. Seems busy out there this morning. A lot of people already on the move early today. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. I don't know what road you were going down, but
really?
I didn't.
Oh, I'm telling you, it was busy. Interstate and into some other areas. People just kind of going somewhere.
Nice.
Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, and we're holding on to a few showers now, sparking up back toward western Kentucky. That is where we're going to be watching for, anywhere from Owensboro to Bowling Green, because that's where we'll start to see that complex come together, and it'll slowly but surely make its way across the region. And, you know, the key word there is slowly, and that's not good for us because we still have that pretty wet ground. 75 degrees in Lexington, 70 in many locations. We get into the afternoon, 87 degrees with those storms around. These are run-of-the-mill thunderstorms, but with the wet ground, that could cause some isolated flash flooding again. We're going to get into that. I'll show you that in further detail coming up.
Okay, we'll see you then. In the news, a day of fishing took a tragic turn. Search crews say they found a man dead in the Licking River.
Investigators say the man had been fishing off Abner's Mill Road in Nicholas County, but his wife didn't see him when she went to check on him. A short time later, search crews found his body in the water. Garrett Weimer is tracking the investigation.
The sheriff says he's heard of people falling off the embankment here, but normally it doesn't end like this.
It's a terrible thing when someone's taken unexpectedly. It just makes it hard on the family.
Sheriff Seidel says a woman got home from work and came out to the Licking River here on Abner's Mill Road to check on her husband, who was down here fishing. All she found is dogs and a fishing pole.
And it's when she discovered the marks where it appeared that he slid over the embankment down into the water.
The sheriff says crews put their boats in the water at the nearest dock here at the Blue Licks State Resort Park, about a mile or so on the river from where they found the man's body. It took crews about an hour and a half to find the body. The sheriff says it wasn't an easy task with the water as high and moving as fast as it was.
We would have loved to have found him hanging on to something and still been alive, but unfortunately it turned out the way it did. But on the other hand, we were able to recover him quick, and it gives the family some closure.
In Nicholas County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
The sheriff says the man was about 50 yards from where investigators think he fell in. Now onto a developing story this morning. We're tracking out of England. Police in London say one person's died, 5 others were injured in a knife attack. It happened in Russell Square, which is a central part of London. Police say one man was later arrested in the case. They're still trying to figure out what led to the attack, but they say terrorism is a possible motive.
Obviously, you stay on top of that story this morning for you.
Investigators say they still have some unanswered questions 2 days after a lightning strike caused an oily substance, very strange, to just spew up from a natural gas substation in Powell County.
A lot of questions continuing. That substance ended up landing on some nearby homes. At an emotional meeting last night, people in that neighborhood, along with county leaders, said that they are tired of waiting for answers. They want to know if the substance is dangerous in any way. Our Monique Blair has the latest.
No. Would you come and stay for 2 days in one of our houses?
Some tense moments as more than 50 people showed up demanding answers from Kinder Morgan, the company that owns the Tennessee gas pipeline. Kinder Morgan says they believe a mixture of natural gas condensation, compressor oil, and water was what sprayed onto the dozens of homes Monday. Originally, Kinder Morgan said they thought the mixture affected homes within a half-mile radius of the plant, but now they believe the radius could be larger after hearing angry residents say nobody has been out to their home yet.
Actually, we thought coming into this meeting today that we had talked to everybody that had been impacted. So we owe you an apology.
Kinder Morgan representatives say they believe the mixture is one that employees here at the plant deal with on a daily basis. When asked repeatedly whether or not the people who live around the plant should stay somewhere other than their homes, Kinder Morgan representatives responded by saying they have not evacuated this gas pipeline plant at all since the incident happened Monday.
We believe it is safe for our employees at the facility currently.
Kinder Morgan says they will get the sample results back from the third-party lab on Thursday, but until then, they will not be able to definitively say whether or not this oil mixture is dangerous.
If they tell me not to wash off my feet when I walk outside, not to let my dogs go outside to use the bathroom, not to eat out of our gardens or use our water, then that tells me it's unsafe.
I think that the advice that DEP is giving is simply a precaution to all of the area residents. It's always better to be safe than sorry.
In Powell County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Powell County's Judge Executive James Anderson plans to hold another forum Friday to discuss the sample results that are expected to be released later today. And we are learning more about the investigation into a body found in a western Kentucky creek. Police say someone found the man's body inside a toolbox floating in a Grayson County creek Tuesday night. They say at this point they are not sure who the man is nor how he died. Police say the toolbox is similar to one you would find in the back of a truck. People who live nearby say the creek is normally a quiet and secluded area.
It shocks me. It really does. That's why I got my weapons permit. Got it. Carry my pistol or whatever I got to do just to protect my wife and me. That's it.
Police say the body has been taken to the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy. They say they expect to release more details once that's finished.
Police have arrested a Central Kentucky jail employee after they say she admitted to having sex with an inmate. Daphne Kelly is a pretrial officer who has an office at the Clark County Detention Center. They say she had sex with inmate James Bussell while he was on work release from jail. Police say the two would meet at a friend's house on Ashland Avenue. Investigators tell us the relationship had been going on for months.
She claimed that she had known him prior to his incarceration and that they struck the relationship back up once he was incarcerated here.
Police charged Kelly with third-degree rape because as a pretrial officer, she had authority over Bussell. Kelly is now at the Woodford County Jail, and police say she's resigned. Police charged Bussell with escape. He's also facing a promoting contraband charge because police say he had a cell phone that he used to contact Kelly. A theft at a Lexington home was caught on tape.
A man stole a couple of rocking chairs from the front porch of a home on West 3rd Street, but a surveillance camera was there and it was rolling at the time. And WKYT's Sabira Rayford shows us the video and talks to the victim of the theft.
Carry them down one at a time and put them up in his truck.
Gregory Clark says a few weeks ago he woke up to some strange news.
The lady who was staying here texted me on Sunday morning and said, hey, I think somebody stole your chairs.
Clark says he has security cameras on his property, and when he checked the footage, he was shocked. Police say around 5 in the morning, a man came onto Clark's porch and stole both of his chairs. Clark says the weirdest part is that the thief loaded up both chairs in a truck parked right outside the home.
It was kind of bizarre. I mean, there were only 2 chairs, but they were just the fact of the matter. There's nothing worse than a thief.
Clark says this isn't the first time someone has stolen something off of his property. He says not too long ago, someone walked around the back of his house and stole his bike.
I had it chained up there and was horrified.
He says he thinks the 2 thefts might be related, but for now, he's not letting it get him down.
Well, I'm not going to let it get to me. No, not at all. Not a lot bothers me. So just the fact that he was so brazen, that's all that bothers me, so. Could have been a lot worse.
In Lexington, Sabira Rayford, WKYT.
And so far, police have not made any arrests in that. You can watch the entire surveillance video. Maybe you have some clues. Check it out on WKYT.com. Well, 3 school districts have their first day of classes today.
Barberville Independent as well as Jackson and Mercer County students start a brand new school year today. They're among the few schools that start classes back up this week. Frankfort Independent, Bergen Independent, and Estill County schools also started back this week. The majority of schools across eastern and central Kentucky start back next week on Wednesday, most of them. You can find your school start date on WKYT.com.
Hope it's a great year for all the kids, and as well as the teachers and the parents. Make it a good one. That's right, everybody, kind of get back in the swing of things. 4:39 on WKYT. We're just getting started on your Thursday.
Tech-savvy moms can find big savings through Facebook co-ops. We'll explain how these work when we come back.
Nothing going on Defender Radar Network, not right now, but storms are coming later on this afternoon, off into the evening hours. I'll show you what you expect out of those coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
There's nothing going on this morning, but I'll tell you this, by the afternoon off into the evening hours, we do look at some hit and miss thunderstorms in the forecast, and some of these will be very heavy. The good news here, no severe weather threat. The bad news is we don't really need a severe weather threat to cause some problems. Not right now, because that ground is so wet. So anything that falls on it's not going to help us out whatsoever. I want you to pay attention back toward Bowling Green. Look down this way. We're not really seeing much, but it's just enough to show you that there is a disturbance down here, and it's trying to get its act together. But once we get into the heating of the day, you'll start to see that sprout up, and that will slowly but surely make its way into our neck of the woods here later on. So let's take you hour by hour. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And we get into the afternoon, and some heavy downpours will be likely. I say around noontime, it's mainly dry, still some clouds around. But once you get deep into the afternoon, that 2 to about 8 p.m. time frame, that's when we start to see some of these storms roll on in. This is a day where not everybody will see rain. This is a day where some of us will see rain and pick up really heavy rain. So you just got to keep that in mind. It's like the past few times, except for last Thursday. Last Thursday was just a washout. But the past several times have been that some get it, some do not type of setup. And that's what we're going to be looking forward to as we travel off towards your afternoon and evening. Now, off into the night, it looks to fade away just a bit. I'll show you this. Okay, so this will help you plan out your day if you're about to take off. There's showing up toward Bowling Green. This model's picking up on this pretty well. There's noontime. And watch as we get into the afternoon. That's when they start to slowly but surely make their way into the region. Some pretty heavy downpours showing up there across 75, back toward 27 and 127. And there's 7 p.m. So these are going to be that heavy rain. Watch out for some isolated flooding spots. And we just got to keep a close eye out on that, especially the ponding there on the roads. We've had a few problems there, people trying to cross into that the past several times. You just got to keep that in mind. 12 p.m. on Friday, a few storms left over in eastern Kentucky. I would say Friday is not a better chance of rain as opposed to today and Saturday. Look at the front edging in on us during the evening and nighttime hours on Friday. That front starts to slide in here there for the weekend, and that will give us that chance of rain for the weekend too. It's not a washout, but it's a pretty decent shot there on Saturday at 60%. Mainly dry on Sunday. There's some good news for us. So only a few storms Friday and mainly dry on Sunday. Those are the 2 days you might want to make those plans as opposed to today or on your Saturday, unfortunately. But remember, they're hit and miss.
Yeah, right. A lot of folks,
good.
a lot of folks trying to kind of wrap up their summer, ahead of school starting.
More rain.
4:45 our time on WKYT. Moms are always trying to save some money.
Of course, aren't we all? Yeah, that's the truth. In today's Mom's Everyday Minute, how Facebook can help moms.
If you're a bargain hunter, you've probably used Craigslist, eBay, and you may have even used a buy and sell page on Facebook. But now there's a new way a lot of moms are using to find deals: Facebook co-op groups.
Facebook co-op groups are groups of people that, via Facebook page, band together to get discounts on items you might buy every day.
Stephanie Mateka is a mother of 2. She uses Facebook co-op groups to find deals on everything from coffees and teas to kids' toys and kitchen supplies. The basic idea of these groups is to get people together in order to get a bulk rate on things you'd buy anyway. Here are some tips to get started. If possible, start with someone you know. If you don't know the person running the co-op, try to find a co-op that a friend already belongs to and uses. Know the group rules. Co-ops are typically run by volunteers. Save them time and use group etiquette by reading the rules before asking questions, and make sure the administrators are easy to communicate with. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Watch out for counterfeit products claiming to be name brand. Protect your information. If you enter your address or credit card information on a Facebook group or on an online form like Google Sheets, it's public. Make sure to use a payment service such as PayPal that can keep that information private.
For these tips and more, go to WKYT.com. Click on Moms Every Day.
Good to have you with us this morning at 4:47, bright and early on WKYT this morning. We're back in just a moment.
A new Fox News poll shows Hillary Clinton with a 10-point lead over Donald Trump in the race for the White House. We'll have the latest from the campaign trail when we come back. A new Fox News poll shows Hillary Clinton with a 10-point lead over Donald Trump in the race for the White House.
There are rumors of tension within the Trump campaign at this point, but the Republican presidential nominee is dismissing that. Craig Boswell has the latest from the campaign trail.
People close to Donald Trump say his campaign is in chaos, but the GOP nominee insists everything is okay.
The campaign is doing really well. It's never been so well united.
But on Wednesday, Trump's own running mate, Indiana Governor Mike Pence, split from Trump and endorsed House Speaker Paul Ryan.
I strongly support Paul Ryan, strongly endorse his reelection.
Trump's rhetoric, including comments about the family of a fallen Muslim American war hero, has some allies concerned. Newt Gingrich told CBS News Trump is making himself unacceptable next to Hillary Clinton and has to become more disciplined or he runs the real risk of losing this election. Some prominent Republicans, like former Hewlett-Packard CEO Meg Whitman, have defected. She announced on Facebook she will raise money to help elect Clinton. Gingrich is downplaying talk of a possible intervention, telling CBS News the idea that an intervention would work on a 70-year-old billionaire confident in his ways is ridiculous. Clinton toured a tie factory in Colorado, questioning why Trump brand ties are manufactured overseas.
If he wants to make America great again, he should start by making things in America.
The Clinton campaign has had its own challenges this week. Several party officials resigned over an email hacking controversy. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
President Obama urged Republicans to abandon Trump during remarks at the White House yesterday. House Speaker Paul Ryan and Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker said they would not appear with Trump at an event in Green Bay tomorrow.
A man accused of killing a northern Kentucky couple answered to the charges against him. Craig Pennington pleaded not guilty yesterday to murder, robbery, and evidence tampering, among other charges. Police say he killed Robert Jones and Crystal Warner last month. They have not found the couple's bodies, but they say the two were last seen alive in Washington County. Pennington's attorney told the Washington County judge the defense would need at least 9 months to prepare before a trial.
Deputies in Grant County have arrested a man who they say broke into a daycare twice. They arrested 24-year-old Dudu after they say he broke into Kitty College, the daycare in Crittenden, on Saturday. Police also think he broke into the same daycare a few days earlier. Investigators have not said what they think was stolen from the daycare. Du has been charged with 2 counts of burglary. Police say a shoplifting suspect pulled a knife on employees at an eastern Kentucky Walmart. Police say Scotty Napier was caught trying to steal some household items at the Walmart in Harlan last night. Walmart employees stopped him, but when they told him that police were on the way, investigators say Napier pulled out the knife. They say Napier then ran out the front door. Police say they chased him for hours before a tip led them to him yesterday morning. Napier has been charged with robbery. Police say he is also wanted on a larceny charge in Virginia. Dozens of people spent the night outside of a new restaurant in Frankfort hoping to get some free food for a year.
I hope it's good food, right? And yes, it is. Chick-fil-A opens at 6 this morning in Frankfort, in my humble opinion. The first 100 people in line will receive 1 free meal a week for a year. They passed the time last night by playing volleyball and dancing, as you would, you know.
Had a good time. Probably slept overnight getting ready for that 6 o'clock opening this morning. So we're going to check in on that a little bit later on this morning on WKYT. And coming next, we'll have a look at some of the stories our news team is working on for you on this Thursday morning.
We'll also have another look at your morning forecast. Stay with us.
Time this morning is 4:57, rolling toward 5 o'clock, and all the latest news. We have several stories to bring you updates on, and we also want to check weather.
Yeah, let's check weather right now with Micah.
Yeah, we're in the 70s this morning for the most locations, and we get into your afternoon. We'll be there in the mid to upper 80s. All depends on if you see rain or not, because we are expecting some storms to be around later on today. I'd say most of them spark up right around that 2 p.m. time frame, so 2 p.m. to about 8 p.m. is your best bet. Now, no severe weather is expected in terms of damaging winds, in terms of tornadic activity or hail. We're talking about flash flooding again today. It's not widespread, but it is isolated, so watch out for some heavy rain ponding there on the roads, and we'll show you the details coming up.